What's up, everyone? I'm Megan Sullivan here with She Only Knows Everything Sailor Moon, Miranda Sanchez.
Absolutely everything.
Now, when I say everything, what does that entail? How much do you know about Sailor Moon?
That entails the manga, the 90s anime, the live action series, and of course this new season.
Oh my gosh, rock on, girl.
Yep, got my
Same
anime.
here, we are huge Moonies. So we're here today to talk about the first story arc in Sailor Moon Crystal, which just ended this weekend.
Yes.
So let's talk first about what we liked about this season of Sailor Moon Crystal. Miranda, what did you like about it?
So I really liked how faithful it is to the manga. You know, the 90s anime really took its own pace, its own turns, it developed its own stories. But this one really stayed super faithful to the manga, like scenes completely replicated. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like that it is staying very parallel to the manga. What was your favorite episode? Do you have a favorite?
I don't remember the title, but it was the one where they go to the ball.
Oh.
I think that was probably the most romantic we got between Usagi and Mamoru.
Right.
It was just perfect. And like the little umbrella scene was absolutely wonderful. And I also like seeing the Sailor Scouts, Sailor Senshi, Sailor whatever, Sailor Guardians, whatever you prefer them as.
Names over the years.
Yes, we are all confused. Whatever you prefer them as. I like seeing them dressed up. You get to see, you know, Amy and Ray.
Right. You get to see them all beautiful, decked out in their ball gowns, and you have this romance scene and a little bit of action
Very pretty.
at the end with the four heavenly emperors appearing at the very end. For me, I think my favorite episode was the one when they were fighting Zoisite, because in the 90s show, that was a little bit watered down. But in this, it was a lot more violent. It was a lot scarier. I was really surprised by, you know, how Zoisite was, you know, he basically curb stomped Sailor Jupiter, was like choking out Sailor Moon.
That was probably like the best action scene we got in the entire first season.
It really stood out for me, and it was amazing that even though I read the manga, it still surprised me and shocked me, and so I kind of liked that more mature, kind of darker, you know, turn.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we liked, you know, a lot of the fact that it paralleled the manga a lot, but what are some things that could have been improved upon, do you think?
So I love that it paralleled it so well. It did such a good job of adapting it, but also at the same time not, because the problem is you have this manga and it's wonderful.
Right.
And when you have manga, you only have so much room for, you know, lines and such.
Right.
Whereas with an animated project, you can do so much more, a lot of exposition, a lot more character development that the creators didn't really take advantage of. So a lot of times you'll have scenes where the Sailor Scouts are bouncing back and forth, like word for word, like Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon. It's like, okay, that works in a manga,
Right.
but not in an anime.
Right, you want a little more personality, which I think we were talking off camera earlier about. We kind of missed the, you know, the filler from the 90s just because you got to meet
know the
Sailor
Sailor Scouts so much more, and I knew who Ray was. She was my favorite character. In this one, she feels like this Minko person who's just kind of
She's
there.
sort of off.
She's
off
like,
in the
oh, she
distance.
has some extra powers that the other Sailor Scouts don't have, and that's about it.
Right.
And Amy, she's really smart. Okay, that's about it.
Yeah,
So.
I know, but I do have to say, I do like that Sailor Venus is a little stronger, a little more
Yes.
aggressive in this one. I thought she was a total ditz in the 90s show, but in this one, she really establishes that she could be the
She
leader
got
of
to
the
be
Sailors.
a great leader in this one.
Yeah.
That is probably the exception, I think.
Right, and let's talk about the quality of the animation, because I felt like it was a little all over the place,
It was
right?
probably the worst I've seen as far as animation goes with consistency. I've never had a show where I've been like completely astounded by how bad the animation's gotten.
Right. I mean, there were times that I thought it was gorgeous. I loved a lot of the art direction, but I also felt like it was constantly inconsistent. One minute you've got this gorgeous shot of Sailor Moon, and the other she's like looks all janky and
Yeah, like
weird.
her eyes, like the eyes, oh my gosh, the eyes got so bad. It's like the smaller one than the really big one.
Right.
It
It's,
happened with
it's
so many
all
of them.
over the place. So, the first arc was this past Saturday, and so where do you think the next story arc is going to go? Are they going to continue to be very faithful to the manga with the Dark Moon story arc? Do you think they're going to go a little bit, you know, off a cliff with it? What do you think?
I think they will remain faithful to it. It seems that they're very determined to do this, with some exceptions. Like there are some scenes with the new season that they kind of did their own work on, which is not great. But anyways, aside from that, I think this time around they have a better chance to maybe adapt it a little bit better, maybe get the writing a little bit more solid. This past season was delayed for an entire year.
Right.
So maybe those delays just kind of helped them get on track.
Yeah, so maybe that's actually a good thing, is that they had more time to get the animation down, the story down,
yeah, maybe
the whole rhythm.
they rushed the first season, and the second season is gonna be on par. So let's just hope for that.
Awesome. Let's definitely hope for that. Okay, everyone. Well, what do you think of the first story arc of Sailor Moon Crystal? Let us know in the comment section below, or you can tweet at us. I'm Meghan_IGN. Miranda, you are?
At Havoc Rose.
All right, excellent. So for all your Sailor Moon Crystal needs, keep it locked here on IGN.